is to get the first 5 questions correct. Okay, now let's go through the first question. Use all the digits 5609, okay, to form the largest 4-digit odd number. So usually when the question asks me to form numbers, right? Usually when the question asks me to form numbers, what I will do is I will draw lines like that. Okay, so I will just draw lines. If I have 4 digits, so I'll just draw 4 lines. Okay, wait, my line's not very straight. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'll just draw these 4 lines to remind myself that I want a 4-digit number. Okay, and then if I want the largest, right? Okay, so I'm going to highlight the keyword, okay, so that I don't make careless mistake later. I want the largest, and I also want odd number. Okay, everyone, can you all just type in the chat? Odd number must end with what number? Odd number need to end with what number?
One, 3, 5, 7, 9.
Yeah, 13579. Okay, so your last digit must be 13579. And if I want the largest, right? If I want the largest, it means that I must start with the biggest number. So usually I will start from 9. Okay, and then I will just go from biggest to smallest. But then, right, the number 0, right, must always be the the number before the ones place. Because must be before because right, 0 is a even number. Okay, so if I just write from biggest to smallest, right, my answer will be 9650, correct? Which is a even number. So I just need to switch the 2 number. Okay, so my answer will be 9605. Okay, so the answer is 9605. Okay, next one, question B. If I want a number that is closest to 6,000, right? It means that it must be how many digit number? How many digit number should it be? It must be a 4-digit number, right? Yes, correct, Clifton. So it must be a 4-digit number, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if I want a number that is closest to 6,000, okay, what it means, right, is that my first digit, right, can you tell me the first digit should be what kind of number? Can I use 9 as the first digit? 4, 5, Alicia, not true, not 4, cannot be 4. Because if I want the number closest, right, it means that it is 5,000 something or 6,000 something. Okay, so it is either 5 or 6. So this one require, so a lot of times, right, like this type of question, right, actually requires guess and check involved. Okay, you need to use some form of guess and check to check which answer is correct. Okay, so if I want to start from 5, right, and I want closest to 6, right, means the biggest 5,000 something digit. Okay, so I will just arrange from big to small, which is 960. Biggest to smallest number. Okay, so the closest number to 6,000 is 5960, or if I want 6,000 something, right, I must be, yes, correct, Clifton, okay? No, Clifton, your 50 is wrong. It must be 60 because I want the smallest number that starts with 6. Okay, I want the smallest number that starts with 6. So it will be 6059. Can? And then how do I know which number is closest to 6,000? How do I know which number is closest to 6,000? How do I know? If I want, okay, this is something that you all need to know, because especially paper 1, right, they always say to test you which fraction is closest to 1/3, which fraction is closest to 1 whole. How do you know that the number is the closest? Is when the difference, okay, so can you all just write it down? I want closest, right, is when the difference is the smallest. Okay, so can you all write it down? Difference is the smallest. Okay, so which means that the difference to 6,000 is the smallest, right? Which means that I will try 6,000. Okay, this time I can use calculator, right? So use your calculator, okay? Minus 5960. You press your calculator, I think you get 40. Okay, and then after that, you try 6059. You minus 6,000. you get 59. So the difference that is the smallest, right, is 40. So I am going to use 5960. Can understand? Can understand how I get this number? Okay, that's why the number is 5960. Okay, so some students, if they do very quickly, right, they will just randomly guess the number. So some might put 6059, and that's when you lose 1 mark. So it's very important to be very, very careful in math, okay?